So I removed front light and all the covers. I removed the plastic cover around the ignition. I shifted the bracket for cables up to get the place to drill the ignition screws, and I bought the 9mm cobalt drill. I removed the front fender and the wheel from the bike, and I hanged the front brake caliper on the lower clamp on the lower tree. So now I'm going to drill in the ignition screws. So the barrel is out. Now I can continue to release the handlebars and bring them down, then release forks, the pinch bolts on the top triple tree, and continue removing forks. So after mounting the exhaust and after mounting the new rally rate or tractive shock, I see that I don't really need to do any modification on the exhaust, because there is approximately 2mm or 3mm space between the exhaust and the arm. We will see later if I need to loosen up this cable going to ABS or not. For now it looks like on the lowest position of arm it's causing no troubles, so we will see later. So I have removed the top of a Honda 333. Now we can loosen up pinch bolts. Loose the tops of the forks covers. Now we can use the pinch bolts of the lower triple tree and also up and release the forks. And before we remove top triple tree, then we release the forks. There is also a plastic cap which need to be removed, and then we need to release the bolt behind. replacing top bolt using 30mm key, 30mm socket. So it says it was 84 Newton meters. And wash it. Bottom screw of the suspension, which goes to damper rod, and I do it the similar way like Jean did. I use actually the same size extension for the Allen wrench, and let's try. I also try to do it with one strong impulse instead of slowly increasing the pressure, which was suggested in the instructions as the better way to release the screw, and it was really easy to do it on this one. So let's try the other one. That was the left side, and this is the right side. Yeah, this works also. So the bottom screws are released. Now we continue with releasing the upper part of a suspension and take oil out. The pressure from the top cap as much as I can, so I will not have a push from the spring too much when I remove the cap. Okay, so it's not too much. So one thing to comment maybe is this 2017 model has adjustable caps, and maybe I don't know what is actually the difference between these caps and rally rate caps. So I did not order rally rate caps because I knew that those are adjustable. I don't know if there is a different travel for this adjustment. Maybe, I don't know. So for now I just go with OEM caps. So there is the washer, there is the spacing, plastic spacing, and which we will not use anymore. And spring should come out. Okay. just let this fork stand upside down to get rid of the oil and repeat it with another one. I have released the oil from the forks. Now I need to continue to undo the damper out screw, release the dampers, and let the oil get out from the forks, so they are ready for the new fillings. And then just wait time for coffee and continue to build them. So I released the damper rod and top out string from the forks, and now I let them to dry a little bit, and then we will reuse this top out spring and this sealing for the new damper rod from Ralliet. So let's have a coffee. I'm replacing the sealing from the OEM damper rod, putting it to new damper rod. I see that there are actually few lines for few places where I can place it, so it looks like the bottom one has the same dimension than the stack. So let's try how it works. Yes, you cannot really fit it into upper ones, so I put it all the way to the bottom one, and then it fits here. And also putting the top out spring on the new damper rod. I put the damper rod back to the fork with the screw and washer still inside. And I put the new string to make pressure on a damper rod, so I can tighten the screw. So I can feel that I reach the bottom of something, and I torqued it a little bit for now. Release the spring and jiggle a little bit. If it looks like damper rod is in a position secured with the bolt. Now we put 150 milliliters of new fork oil. I selected 5-weight oil. So according to instructions, it's good to work the suspension up and down a little bit to release the air bubbles. So do it a few times. Okay. Now we need to put down this flow regulator or shim stack with the threads pointing down. Okay, it looks like it went just fine. The next step is to put this spacer with this open part pointing down. Okay, it sits on the shim stack correctly. I have also received these plastic bits, and I asked Rally Rate where to put them, and they said that they need to go on the base of the spring, which goes down between the spring and the spacer. Although I'm not really sure if I should put it this way or I should put it this way, because if I put it this way, it sits nicely in the spacer, and if I put it this way, it sits very nicely in the spring, and I'm not sure really, so I think I will try to do it this way, and I put it down now before I put the oil, and then I pour the oil inside. Let's see if it sits correctly, or I will need to adjust it. Okay. I think it sits on a spacer. It seems to be in a position. So now I follow the next step from the instruction, and I pour the rest of the oil inside, which is additional 300 millimeters. So it's a total 450 millimeters. So it's pretty close to the top of the fork. Now I will pressurize the fork to release the bubbles. So open it up and push it down. Okay, so we can put the new string inside, which I think orientation doesn't matter very much. And we can put the cap on top. So I have put final torque on the damper screw. It didn't fall out, so it was easy. And this is new suspension, one each pogo stick, right? Okay, so let's repeat it with another one. So Now I put a new triple tree in with oil washer and nut. Just give it loose for now and fit the forks. And just hold them loose for now. And level the top of the forks with the top of the triple tree. I bring the caps to final torque. So I see the forks are spinning still a little, so I maybe tighten it later when both pinch balls are on. Next step is to finish my coffee. Oh, cold. I removed the holder for the handbars, and now I will torque. The nut to the final torque. The OEM nut before was torqued to approximately 85 Newton meters. So I will try to do similar torque. Not yet. Okay. Now I will put back a plastic cap. And we can raise the handlebars. Back into position. You can see there are small signs in some small grooves in the handlebars, so it's a nice orientation. You can see if you center them correctly and position the top. I believe the orientation it's symmetric, so it doesn't matter which way it goes. Well, I'm not really sure what is the good angle now for the handlebars, but this can be adjusted easily later, even sitting on a bike, to get the feel of the good angle, so I don't worry about this too much for now. Do it later. I do not have the same issue with the pinch bolts as Jean reported in his video. The OEM screws fits well here, and it doesn't hit the end inside of the 333, so I will try to tighten them, and we will see if it's really the case. But for now I just tighten it by hand and it looks good, so then we don't have to do this swap which he did for 2014 model or 15, I'm not sure. Fitting back ignition barrel using Loctite on new rally raid screws. And on my hands also. Fitting back a plastic cover and also this bracket which holds cables with OEM screws and Loctite, also with the washers, OEM washers. It's slightly tight fit with the cables, but it's not so dramatic. Okay, and then put this plastic bit in the bottom. Yeah, I think it was supposed to be this way, so this cable goes on this side, so it can stretch. Okay, so we have finished with this upper part. Now I need to check instructions, because I have seen Jean's video so many times that I'm not checking instructions anymore. I believe for now we can put the brake hose back in the wheel and release the screws a little bit, put a little bit of pressure with the wheel, and then tighten the screws so everything is nice and fixed and leveled on the both sides evenly. Instruction says that those two bolts, screws, which are responsible for the adjustment of handlebars into two positions, they need to be taken out even if I don't adjust, because it's necessary to put Loctite on them. So first it's better to put the wheel and jump on the bike, try if the position is good, and then decide if I need to change the position, Loctite, and put them back. This is what I'm gonna do. And also there is one bracket for the electronics, which needs to be, I believe it needs to be put under this adjustment screw, because it just fits on this place, so we will see. So next step is soldering back wheel back to the arm. I try not to fall the bike out of the stand. Okay. So the wheels are back. Let's change the side stand. Yep. Getting dark again. So this is my second day of doing this, including the replacement of a center of bash plate. All the new. Yep. One addition, I didn't have to clean this inside of this hole from the painting, and also the bash plate, this metal holder which holds this bash plate is not covered with the paint. I just put grease on it. So it's easier to pull the string back when the stand is up, because the string is a little bit closer to the point where it needs to be, and also it seems to be quite fine. Well, we will see on the road. Okay, let's put back voltage regulator. There's one more thing to put minus pole of a battery back. I'm kind of mixing yesterday's back shock replacement with today's front, but I didn't have time to finish it yesterday, all the details for the back shock, so I'm doing it now. Forgot to put the brake caliper. Putting back brake caliper, which was hanging here, and we will find if we need to discard this clamp or not, if it's too short, but looks good to me now. Oh no, it's short, so we put some plastic band on it. Locked it. Let's check suspension. Whoa, that's taller. Quite taller. Oh, feels good. Yep. Very nice. So the stack bike was a little bit short for me. I'm 185 centimeters, so I really enjoy this height now. I still can flat foot it, but it feels much better. And also, what I'm what I'm really looking forward is the ground clearance, which is now very nice in this bike. So everything looks fine. So this bracket needs to be disconnected. I try to put the metal bits down and hold it with some plastic belt to the lower 333. What I should do now is release the pinch bolts a little bit and then shake the bike, give it a good push and tighten them back. Also the handlebar position seems to be quite good for me, maybe slightly forward. So if we look from the bottom, then we see that the holes are not centered with the center bars. So if we turned this stand opposite way, we would have handlebars a bit closer to the rider. And this way they are a little bit further, and I think this is what is better for me, because I have quite long hands. So I will leave it in this orientation. I just put the Loctite and put it back on. This bracket has the hole which is too small for this screw, and I cannot really put it through, I think. Yes, so I will leave it free. So I put Loctite on the big screws holding the handles, the stand for the handles, and tighten it. I also adjust it by sitting on the bike with the Allen key. The position I brought them a little forward, which feels good for me. And now it's time to put all the clothes on the bike, and we're done. And then test it. I don't see much now, getting dark.